Hi everyone. Hi you all. Hello. Welcome to Karen Vibes. Welcome. That's Karen Vibes, KAREN VIBES with an exclamation sign, and you can find me on my space on my channel on YouTube. So welcome. Glad to be back with you guys. So today is the 31st of December. As I would say, today is the last day of 2022. Can you imagine that? Sometimes you sit back and wonder, where has time gone? Where has time gone? The year just started and it's finished already, and another year is in 2023. So it's a new year coming up tomorrow. Well, as of midnight tonight, but officially tomorrow. So it's a new year to do new things, a new year for new beginnings. It's another chance to get to accomplish things that you didn't accomplish this year. And you know, sometimes I don't really look at the year, because I don't make new year resolutions anymore. I don't do that. Never really did. You know, I just try to take one day at a time. I know this time can be a rough time for some persons. Some persons are anxious. Some persons feeling depressed. Some persons feeling worthless. But my encouragement to persons out there, I would say, don't watch what everybody is doing. Don't feel that you have not achieved what you should. The important thing is that you have life, and it's a new day, a new year, a new month, a new day to do better, and to start over. You know, new beginnings. So don't feel discouraged and feel that, oh, I haven't accomplished this and I haven't done that, and look at Tom, Dick and Harry and Sue. Don't look at watch anybody else. You just take your time, do what you need to do, and you will get there. Right? Stay in your own lane. You know, compete with anybody else. You know, I'm one of those type of persons. I don't compete with nobody. I just do my own thing. Whether some people might say my thing is crazy or I'm weird or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, just be yourself. Do what you have to do. Do what makes you happy. And take your time and achieve what you want to achieve, one day at a time. Don't even look at the whole year ahead of you. Just take one day at a time and you will achieve what you want. Right? It's a new day for new beginnings. So don't feel anxious, don't feel sad, don't feel worthless. Try not to feel depressed. I know depression is a terrible thing, and a lot of persons are struggling with depression these days. What me do? I have learned, I've come a long way, and I have learned. Take one day at a time. Don't watch it as a favorite saying. Don't watch noise in the market. Look for your correct change. You know what's going on around. You just do your thing. Be a trendsetter. Yeah, I do my thing. Whether people want to say me mad or I'm weird or whatever, I don't care. I do my thing as long as I'm doing the right thing. Yeah. So I want to wish you all, thank you for my few viewers. Well, let me not say few. Thank you for my viewers for taking the time to tune into my channel. When did I start? I think I started the end of, I need to go check back, ending of October. And it has been quite a journey. I never had the confidence when I started, but this is something that I enjoy doing. So for the new year, I hope to be more consistent. I hope to come on more, because to be honest with you, I have a lot of stuff doing most of the time. You know, I have a lot of stuff doing, but you know, you need to, in life, you have to make time for things that you love. Okay, so those are some of my plans for the new year, to be more consistent and be on more regularly. So I want to take the time to wish you, my viewers, a happy, prosperous, blessed, more money, everything that is beautiful, everything that is good, everything that is happy, everything that is wonderful new year when it comes at midnight tonight. And I hope all your dreams will come true. Those who have plans for 2023, I pray that they'll all come true. And you know, and the most thing we can wish for is health. So I wish health, I wish for health for all of you guys, all of you. Just health and prosperity and just love. That's what the world needs nowadays. Just love. You know, loving each other. That's what we need more than anything. So happy new year, guys, when it comes. Alright, so without further ado, our book is, well, I'm going to finish the book tonight, so we just have a few more pages left. I think one more chapter, because I started reading, just a sec, we had started at chapter 14. Chapter 14. Just a second. Let me just make sure. So we had started at chapter 14, which was the wedding. Alright, and I'd read through some of it. And I'd stopped at the unveiling of the cake. Alright, so before I start, I usually welcome Stephine Anderson. Hope I pronounce your name properly. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Alright, so the name of my book is, as I usually do, Come Back, Old Iron Blue, written by Elkanah Rule and narrated by me, Karen Ware. Alright, so if you've been following my page on YouTube, Karen Vibes, on YouTube you would have seen where I stopped the last time. Alright, so we were at chapter 14 we started. That was the last chapter. And chapter 14 was the wedding. Alright, so we had started reading through that, and I had stopped at the part where Old Iron Blue came into the wedding. He was not invited, and he came in, and everybody knows that once Old Iron Blue stepping anywhere, knows the food done. So he came into the part where they're having the reception and what have you. So as I say, if you've been following my page, you'll see where we were reading the last time. So I'm just gonna pick up from where I left off. Alright, so without further ado, so if you'd like to get a cool drink or a cup of tea or a snack, just sit back and enjoy my reading. So this is the last of this book tonight, and when I come on next, we're going to be starting a fresh new book, an exciting book. Alright, so let's go. Alright, the unveiling. So I had stopped at this, so this is where I stopped at. So let me just start back from here. The unveiling will not take place until we get plenty cash. So they started bidding on the cakes. My cake will be called the Queen and yours will be called the King, he said, pointing at Casper. The cake that earns the most money will be unveiled first. I am sure the bride has her set of supporters, and so does the groom. Old Iron Blue began to edge nearer to the table. No Old Iron Blue dirty behavior. Old Iron Blue began to edge nearer to the table. He was getting annoyed. If you would like to see the Queen, I need £1 more, said Joe. And I need just half of that for you to see the King, declared Casper. Too much talking, man. Too much talking, man. Time for action, grumbled Old Iron Blue. Everyone gave him such a stare that he walked away. As he walked, he looked on the many barrels. Look at all those barrels of water. It is a wedding like this Jesus should attend. I am sure all those barrels of water would be turned into wine. He did not go far before retracing his steps. He edged even closer to the large cake this time. He was now within arm's reach of it. And all of a sudden, he lifted his machete. Oh my God. All of a sudden, he lifted his machete, chopped a large piece of cake, squeezed it into his side bag, and walked away quarreling. What an out of order man. Mercy goodness. So he chopped a large piece of cake, squeezed it into his side bag, and walked away quarreling about procrastinating people and talker of idleness. In the ensuing confusion, no one knew whether he should be held and beaten or allowed to go his way. But he was walking as fast as possible, and no one pursued him. Only his dog was near, bouncing with pleasure behind as if to say, "Well done, master, well done. I can't wait to get a bit of that cake." For a moment, it seemed that the occasion would end in turmoil, but the MC did his best to restore calm. Oh my goodness. As soon as they were getting ready to resume, Miss Joplin cried, "Lord Jesus, suppose that man gives the dog any of the wedding cake. What a disaster it would be in the lives of these two people." And everybody know Miss Joplin, she extra dramatic. Neither puss nor dog must taste the wedding cake of any couple. If that happens, these two people will never live a happy married life. They will always live like puss and dog. One of you young men must run to see if you can locate him and ask him not to let the dog get even a crumb of the cake. And it's always so amusing that, in Jamaica, and I guess other countries too in the Caribbean, but in Jamaica, or I guess other cultures, persons tend to have a lot of superstition about things. If you do this, that will happen, or if you do that. I grew up hearing, and this is something I'll never understand. I grew up hearing them say you're not to buy pen and writing paper after 6. And all I'm asking people why, nobody can tell me why. I guess people just have some saying about something. And to me, some of them don't make no sense. And nobody can tell me why you not to buy pen and writing paper after 6. And I think they say candle. You're not to buy a candle after 6 as well. I don't have a clue why. Anyway, let's continue. "It makes no sense going after him," stated Grandpa. "Him done bolt down that already, and I don't believe that if that dog eats your wedding cake, you and your mate will be in constant fuss. When William got married to Coolie Gal, I saw with my own eyes when Madeline threw a big piece of cake to a dog named Gambler. She said that she wanted to mash up their lives. You all know that those two people live as lovingly as two sweet Junju today." "That may be true," countered Miss Joplin, "but puss and dog don't have the same luck," wrinkling her brow in deep concern. After a few more confusing minutes, the event was once again progressing smoothly. The time came to propose toast, and Teacher Turnbull was asked to toast the bride. He spoke glowingly of her beauty and charm. He congratulated the groom on his taste in choosing a bride so beautiful. He wished them well in their new endeavor. He wished them well in their new endeavor. He finally wished that when her time expired on earth, she would be escorted on the wings of the sunshine by the angels in glory. And I know some people when they're ready to talk and speak and spoke. Just like some funerals. People have a way of talking so nicely about the dead. And when they were alive, it's a different story. Anyway, Punk Eye the preacher was called on to toast the groom. I am glad to be called on to toast the groom, he stated, because this is one family I know very well in Rabbit Wall. But I can't stop considering how people can change around in life. If you knew the groom when he was small, you would remember that he was a little dirty-faced boy. That's not something nice to say at a wedding. Anyway, his face was covered with nose knot all day long. You could see 2 long, slimy trails coming from his nose. Ew. You could see 2 long, slimy trails coming from his nose going into his mouth. You wanted to vomit when you saw him. His clothes were so dirty that it caked on his skin. His skin was so numb up with so many little sores on him that nobody knew he would live. One day his mother asked me what I thought about him. I told her, what not dead, say what not dead, not dash it way. It was me who gave her some remedy to kill the lice out of his head. Now people, you tell me, would you go to a wedding giving a toast and saying all these things about the person? Mercy. To tell you the truth, I did not know that something like this could get good woman to marry. Him feel bossy today though. You ever heard the saying John Crow? John Crow say him a white man pitney? Surprise never cease. Anyway, I am glad to see how ambitious he is. He is looking like a gentleman today. Congratulations, sir. I hope that this couple will live as well as Isaac and Rebecca, and not like 2 woodpeckers. Oh my goodness. No, shouted Kang Teeth in his slurred rum voice. Isaac had a child with another woman in his old age. He was not a good husband. It was not Isaac, it was his father, corrected Bellyside. Same breed of people. Chip never fall far from the block, advised Kang Teeth. A little laughter came from the crowd, but the groom was not smiling. All that was noticeable, all that about his past was highlighted, and nothing of the positive was mentioned. It appeared to him that everything was going against him on his wedding day. Oh my goodness. To most of the guests, Punk Eye's toast was insensitive and disgusting. One man remarked that he would have thrown off his jacket and boxed Punk Eye on his mouth if he were the groom. Nothing is wrong with Punk Eye's toast. What is wrong with the world today is that people do not like to hear the truth, remarked Grumpa. Seeing that the groom was not in the best of mood, many of the guests offered encouraging and cheerful words. The MC, after several hours, finally requested that the dinner be served. The main table contained the special guests, but people were also seated on stones, dry banana leaves, and other makeshift seats as they ate. The large number of new plates bought for the occasion was in evidence. But people were also eating from dishes, bowls, and other assorted containers. As night drew near and it began to darken, the people drifted away after receiving their bits of cake. Miss Joplin warned them that they should be careful so that any dog or cat did not get crumbs of the wedding cake, as it would cause the newlyweds to live like puss and dog. Then she seemed to have observed something unusual. She called Mr. Battas and whispered in his ears. He glanced around and almost choked as he tried to stifle his laughter. He kept his breath under such control as he tried to suppress his laughter. Then he exploded into such great laughter that particles of food sprayed from his mouth in all directions. Many people joined in laughing, though they did not know why he laughed. Miss Joplin walked to another section of the gathering. Look at Daniel's white foot. Don't it the same pair of shoes Daniel wore earlier on? Now he is nowhere to be seen, but his wife is now present wearing the same shoes. I got the impression that the shoes were too small for Daniel. Now they are too big for her. Now I see why they both cannot go out together. Obviously, they can afford only one pair of shoes. What a woman fussy, man. They watch people in their shoes. How do you know that is the same shoes? Remarked a nearby lady, looking quite puzzled. I know it. Believe me, it is the same shoes, she insisted. At nightfall, the wedding ceremony was all over and nearly everyone deserted the place. Only 2 people remained hunting for scraps and ends. No honeymoon was planned. In fact, who in Rabbit Wall ever heard of honeymoon? But since all guests were gone, the couple had time to look around. First, Anola tried to find a cup or glass from which to drink some water. She discovered there was none. This alerted her to look around for the plates and knives and forks and spoons. None was to be seen. Can you imagine them thief the plate and the fork and the spoon and everything? None was to be seen anywhere. The guests sent forks home in their dishes and plates. The rest of the spoons, forks, and knives they pocketed and took home as souvenirs. My goodness. The couple had no utensil for use in their home, but that was a small misfortune compared to the joy felt by the new bride. She was the most important person in the community. Every attention was on her, and she had her brand new gold ring to flaunt. She held the finger straight with the ring, while the other fingers were bent. Everyone had to see her finger with the ring on it, and it was going to be like that for some time to come. So she can hold up her hand and do like this and say, look at my ring. Oh my goodness. You see a lot of women do sometimes. That's amusing. Alright, so we finished chapter 14, going on to chapter 15. And chapter 15, heading for chapter 15, come back to Rabbit Wall, Old Iron Blue. So this is the last chapter. I think what I probably think I should do whenever since I have to be Right, I think I'm going to pause this video. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to stop this video and then do the next chapter in the other video. So let me just pause this, save this, and then come back.